Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we've got another LD28 game for you. This one is called Sun by developer Hamuli, and it is a first-person, very surreal, quite out there visually stealth game, if you can believe that. I haven't seen a whole lot of games that have attempted to go in this route, and it looks like it's quite ambitious. As you can see by this little introduction here, we're actually doing a bit of a zoom towards the tower where apparently our character's mother is being held, and our mission is going to be to somehow sneak over there, I guess undetected. I'm not really sure. I've only played about 30 seconds of this to get sound checks, so I am not sure how this is all going to turn out, but one thing that I know for absolute certain, if you have any issue with flashing lights, you're not going to want to watch this one. It is a definite epilepsy trigger, and this game looks very similar to one called Slave of God, so if you've seen how that one goes, you have kind of the same idea. But as it described, nuclear winter, there is the sound of snow or ash crunching beneath our feet, and that is the tower off in the distance. It's a very striking art style, isn't it? There hasn't been much other than Slave of God that's looked like this, and it's really interesting the developer chose to make a stealth game in this. So first thing I want to call your attention to, top left corner we've got, that's our ear there, that's our auditory trigger, giving us a visual of quite how much noise we're making. I'm not sure to what consequence yet the noise is going to be, because I don't know what we're really watching out for here. But there's also an arrow pointing us in the general direction of our destination. You can see down we've got our controls, WASD, control for crouch, shift for run, left mouse to pick up, and right mouse gives us a satellite view, which is pretty cool, although it drains out, so we don't want to use it that much. And that lets us see a top-down viewpoint, in case we end up in a situation where maybe we're being flanked by enemies or whatever it is that's going to be after us. So we're going to make our way through these very surreal, very disorienting looking corridors, trying to keep our wits about us and watch out for whatever's going on in case something starts to change or get scary. One thing I do know is from my little sound check, well, there was actually a satellite battery, I think, behind that barrier, unless it was over here, but that's as far as I'd made it. Let me just double check this just in case. Yeah, there it is. Can we grab that? There we go. Satellite battery picked up, so I guess that's going to replenish that. We'll just follow the arrow, I suppose, and we'll see what we get. A really visceral sound of that crunching in the snow. It's really quite something. Oh, I guess that's a drone over there, and it seems to be casting a light, which is kind of handy for us to be able to know that they're around. Especially since we might see the light before we can see them, or at least we'll have an idea of maybe what direction we should stay away from. Now, I have to keep in mind that I'm making a ton of noise right now, and I also don't get to look around when I'm in satellite view, so I kind of have to just get a quick glance, and I guess we'll just pick up the battery and move on. Right now it seems like we're fairly safe, but I'm sure as we get further into things, there's going to be, yep, there's one right there. A drone now. Oh, not what I meant to do, actually. Was going for crouch, ended up with shift for run. And they seem to track you quite a bit, too, so let's see if we can get safe. That was our health bar at the top, which does seem to recharge, so that's good. And we'll just keep making our way in this direction, trying to not get too put off by how crazy these colors are. It's part of the challenge, I suppose, is trying to keep your wits about you in such a almost like LSD-fueled state. At least that's kind of the impression that it's giving me. I'm doubting that that's actually why this is the way it is. I have a feeling it's just an artistic choice, and a very bold one at that. Oh, we've reached a checkpoint. That's good news. Oh, things are red and blue over here because that drone is about to make its way around, so can we get somewhere a little bit safer, perhaps? Oh, there's another battery. They're really quite generous with the batteries, it looks like. And I guess we'll just slowly work our way back in this direction. Now, when we're crouched, you can see how much the sound level is reduced, so that's really an important tool for us to keep in mind. Oh, it is facing the direction I am facing. That is not good. Keep running, please. There's another drone over here, and it's probably just going to chase me around. I don't know if I can go hide anywhere. Oh, I died. That was really a poor show of how you manage stealth, I must say. Let's see if we can maybe handle things a little bit better now that we're back at the checkpoint. Okay, so we've got a lot of red oozing and seeping around over on the other side of that wall. Let's see if we can maybe get into a position where we can see where we're maybe supposed to end up. I think that would be a good idea, right? I think it's fairly safe over here, but I don't think I'm able to get around this wall, so I'm going to have to actually confront this head-on, it looks like. Oh, and the drone has found its way through. Now, is it going to chase me, though? No, it looks like it's going to go in the other direction. So why don't we just tiptoe right around this corner. And I don't know quite what the range on its hearing is, but I'll try and take advantage as best I can. Isn't it quite an ambitious idea for someone to do an LD game as a first-person stealth game? Such a rare thing to run across in gaming in general, let alone somebody had the guts to go ahead and make something like this in 48 hours. I'm very impressed by that. Yeah, alright, so we're being shot at. Oh my god. They're brutal. And, of course, we've got to spin around in circles for 5 minutes. I'm not sure why that was necessary. Alright, so the drone's going to come through here. We know that much. As long as I'm hiding behind this little embankment, I think I should be able to weather the storm, let it pass. And as long as it doesn't come around this bend, you know, like a wide berth. No, okay, it looks like the other one is turned around. I thought one of them was going to turn that corner and go towards that door, but maybe not. And now I just need to see where I can sneak that's going to put me in a safe position for when this thing wants to turn around. Staying in crouch mode again. I think maybe over here, unless it wants to loop around this corner. Nope. Alright, that is perfect. Let it go that way, and I think we're actually safe then. So with a little bit of strategic use of our overhead view, I think we actually have a chance here. Now let's just not get ourselves into trouble. I wanted to kind of be careful around that corner. Don't know where we're actually headed right now. I mean, yeah, I've got an arrow, but there's a drone, and I think I want to just sneak right along here. There's another drone. Okay, that one's going right around that corner. If I'm lucky, it won't just pass directly in front of my face. I think we're good now. Now, do I want to head towards this little door? I think maybe. Things get so fragmented with this visual style that it almost looked like it was a solid object a moment ago, and I'm just about out of my satellite view, which is kind of bad news for me, because there is still plenty of stuff pursuing me. I have to watch out for another battery. I'm strangely into this concept. I mean, I understand it's probably quite off-putting to a lot of people that the graphics are so dissonant, and that is totally a valid complaint. But in a way, it makes it a little bit more endearing as well, because I've never really seen anything quite like this before. So, you know, it's got a little bit of that novelty factor. It's a little bit unique and a little bit exciting from it. What do I have around here? I thought maybe I saw another battery, so if I can not get caught and grab one of those suckers as well, things will be coming up Millhouse. All right. Now where do I want to go? Let's follow the arrow again. Thank goodness it moves so quickly and dynamically, otherwise that arrow would probably be hard to parse as well. The developer actually did go through significant pains to try and make sure that even though things were so difficult to look at from moment to moment, there are still readable UI elements, which I think is really kind of smart. I understand that there's a temptation to kind of get lost in the chaos sometimes. Oh, we've got another one right here. And this was one of those times that it's like, kind of happened a little bit. Oh, it's going to walk right past me. Yeah, it kind of glitched out for a second, and then it realized it was just going to shoot me in the face. Well, I guess that's what happens. So, where am I now? I'm kind of a little bit lost. Oh, the drone is right on the other side of that wall. Alright, I know where I am. So we got to go through here. Then the drone's going to be right there. And I already saw it. I think it's coming around this corner. So I want to go around this corner. You gotta be quite quick with this stuff, don't you? I may have to actually run through that room, because I'm not sure if I'm able to sneak by it. It seems like it turns around a little too quickly for me. And every time I respawn, I'm a little bit confused again as to where I am. Thank goodness for that visual cue, or I really would have no idea. Alright, what does this dude do after you give him a few moments here? Does he turn back around, or does he turn and follow me through here? Can I actually bait these things by making noise? Maybe I actually can, and maybe that's the thing that I've been misunderstanding this whole time. Alright, so he is actually sort of following me, it looks like. Nope, okay, turned around again. Sorry that I keep changing direction so quickly between, you know, showing the other perspective and also making noise and then turning, and it's like, it's hard enough to follow the visuals anyway, right? Oh, okay, that was a really bad move. I kind of thought he was going to be further ahead, but they're slower than I expect every single time. It's kind of nice for once to have a good challenge to one of these games. It seems like so many of the times that I get one, It's like, you know, you got an idea, you got a general concept, but most of the time, the player isn't really on the hook for much. You just kind of go along for the ride, and then it ends, and you finish, and move on. But this one I feel like I definitely have to invest a little bit of strategy and a little bit of thought into, and I find that quite rewarding. Okay, so back into the house. And at this point, I've kind of completely tuned out the dissonant art style. I mean, I see it. I definitely see it, and I know it's there. But it also isn't really bothering me. It's just kind of a part of the experience now. And a strange one at that. And I'm actually not having as much trouble as I thought I would have. Let's just run. Let's see if that works. I'm kind of tired of just being stuck in this one spot, so... Oh, I don't think I got that battery, and I'm dead. Not sure why I didn't think I got it, because it clearly shows it on the screen when you get it. I feel like I'm run into a wall at this point. I know what I'm supposed to do, and I know how to do it roughly, but I'm just not quite that good. There's also a lot of dudes here that I have to hide from, and they seem like they really don't care very much about my sneakiness. Never been much of a Sam Fisher, although I do enjoy some of his antics occasionally. Okay, I think I made it through an area, but there's another drone over here. Keep going. I don't know how long the visual range on these guys is, and I think I'm about to walk directly into one of them. Where is that? Oh, there it is. Run! Wow, I actually think I ran. I got it. Checkpoint. This is a wild game. I'm really enjoying it, though. Definitely one of the more interesting, more unique, more intriguing games that I've played out of the LD entries, and I know I just said on the last one something similar to that, but this one is quite bold. Got a lot of satellite batteries, and I haven't been looking at my arrow in quite a while. I wonder if I can make it up this ramp. I can indeed, but there is a freaking drone directly on the other side of the ramp. I noticed that I was running up it. It was a little bit too late by the time I got up there. Did you just start me in front of a drone? No, you didn't. Okay, it was very close, though. So where is the tower now? Okay, I'm not that far away, right? Oh, drone is, like, coming straight at me now. Good thing it's a little bit dumb. Kind of has to be a little bit dumb. I've always wondered about programming the AI for any kind of a stealth game. It seems like it would be arduous, the amount of different variables you have to account for. I'm just going to run by you and hope you can't shoot me. I don't even think that's where I wanted to go necessarily, but I just kind of wanted to run somewhere. I may have actually gone backward at that point. Is this actually the same? I think this is the same little cubby hole that I was stuck in last time, and I just didn't quite understand the scope of the area that I was walking through. Yeah, I'm pretty sure running is a good idea some of the time, because this is pretty tricky to actually plot your way through little by little. But I'm sure some of you out there can do it. So I think we're actually going to wrap up Sun at this point. I wanted to go through this whole thing, but I think it's going to get frustrating if I continue on. I'm sure some of you can do it very quickly. I just don't think I'm necessarily the right dude for the job. So go check it out. Let me know what you think. I am very interested in seeing the comments on this one, and I do read all the comments in case you've ever wondered. I just don't reply to all of them anymore, but if there's a particularly good one or a particularly thought-provoking one, I'm happy to jump back in. So yeah, let me know what you think. Go download this, try it out. There's a web version, so you can actually play it online. There's a Linux version and a Windows version for download. And go see if you can finish it. And let me know if the visuals were too much for you. I know that could definitely be a factor for a lot of people. But I'm kind of curious to know the people that stuck with it. Like, how did you feel about it by the end or by the time that you got to about how long I've been playing it now? Because there's a lot of interesting conversations to be had about game design aesthetics with this type of a thing in mind. Hi. Can you just... You probably just can't shoot me, right? Because there's this block right in the way? I kind of like that. Why don't you just do that for a while? No, you were fine. Whatever. Alright, so that was Sun, everybody. Go download it in the description. Check out some of my other links while you're in there if you don't mind. And feel free to stop back again tomorrow. New episodes every single day. Indie Impressions is 620 plus episodes strong. Feel free to go check out indie-impressions.com for even more. They're all sorted and categorized over there, so if you're looking for a specific type of game, Or if you just want to check out all the LD coverage that I've done, that's one way to do it, and apparently running through that was the best way to go again. Jeez, well, if I continue this streak up, I guess we're going for a field goal, or a touchdown, rather. Maybe I will actually make it to the end, unexpectedly. Oh, did I make... I think I'm in the tower now. So there's a whole new type of gameplay, I think, towards the end now. We've actually got some kind of architecture, aside from just snowy blocks, although I guess the snow is kind of ever-present. So that will be it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you again tomorrow. Please continue to leave your support, and I hope you have a lovely night. Talk to you later.